guys, today's video is a Sephora haul, and I know I've been focusing a lot on drugstore stuff lately, but there are some new really exciting things at Sephora that I've been dying to try. Not to mention, I had some gift cards from Mother's Day that were burning a hole in my pocket, so I figured now's the time to just try some stuff out, some new things for summer. So I have a whole bag full of things right here, some fragrance, some hair products, I have some new makeup, and even though this is a haul video, I have tried everything in this bag at least once. So I have like a few thoughts that I can give you. It's not just me pulling out stuff like, hey, look what I got. There's gonna be some info in here too. So let's just jump right into it. I guess I'm just gonna pull random stuff out as we go. So the first thing is this hair product from a brand called MEJ. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. This is their Heavenly Hair Milk, and it just sounded really good. It says that it's a pre-styling must-have that helps detangle, protect against heat, and reduce frizz and drying time for silky hair everywhere. It also claims to have this really amazing vanilla scent, I guess hence the heavenly aspect. And I've used this a couple of times already, and I absolutely love it. I think it makes my hair feel so soft, and it smells incredible. If you love vanilla scented anything, you're gonna love this. It's like a warm, toasted vanilla, almost mixed with coconut. Like, it just smells so good. It's not strong or overpowering, so you really have to kind of get your hair right up to your face to smell it. But I've been using it mostly on damp hair. Like, once I get out of the shower, I put this in and then blow dry because it is supposed to protect from heat. But you can also use it on dry hair like I just did to kind of smooth things out and get rid of frizz, and it does that too. I think it does a really good job. I have pretty fine hair and it's never weighed my hair down. I don't use a ton of it. I try to just use a couple of pumps, but I do love how soft it makes my hair. The scent is incredible. It protects from heat. I just think it's an all-around really great leave-in product. So if you're looking for something new, definitely check it out. It's a little on the expensive side, but I've really been enjoying it so far. Another thing that I got is the new Merit sunscreen. This is called the Uniform Tinted Mineral Sunscreen, and it has SPF 45. So I do have some thoughts on this. I know that sunscreen is a very polarizing topic on the internet. Everybody has their opinions on it. As someone who has had skin cancer twice now, I'm very careful about sunscreen. I didn't used to be back in the day, I guess, which is the reason why I got skin cancer. So now I make sure to wear it every single day, and I love mineral formulas. I find that the chemical ones can sometimes break me out or irritate my skin, so I tend to favor the mineral types. Now, just want to note that in addition to the zinc oxide at 15%, this does have butyl salicylate, which is technically a chemical filter, but it's an unregulated one, so a lot of mineral sunscreens put that in to boost the effectiveness. That way they can use less of the zinc oxide, which is what gives the sunscreen that thick and chalky feel, so they can use less of the zinc and then put that in as a sort of a booster. So it's just something to be aware of, because if you are allergic to salicylate type formulas when it comes to chemical sunscreens, that is in this one. So yes, it is going to help this to have a better texture than a lot of mineral sunscreens do, but it's not technically a mineral formula. And I'm kind of wondering, at what point is this going to become a law? I know the United States is super slow when it comes to sunscreen regulation, but for right now, companies can get away with saying that they have a full mineral formula, even with that ingredient in there. So all of that aside, as far as the actual product goes, this is a tinted sunscreen, not a skin tint. And I think I've seen a lot of videos of people using this as a skin tint, but it's really not. It has almost no coverage to it. I'll show me applying it really quickly. I think it's just one of those tinted sunscreens that has the tint to avoid that white cast that the zinc oxide will give the formula. So that's really all the tint is there for. I didn't notice it covering up much. Maybe it slightly evens out my skin tone, might tone down redness just a hair, but other than understand that this is something that I think you're going to be using as the last step of your skincare routine, and then you're going to put makeup on top of it for your actual coverage. And I honestly don't blame people for being confused because there are a lot of skin tints and tinted moisturizers out there now that have SPF in them. But I think that's the reason why Merit is calling this a tinted mineral sunscreen versus calling it a skin tint with SPF. So anyway, I got shade number 26, which is listed on the website as fair, light, neutral, cool. It's a little bit peachy for my taste, honestly. A lot of brands that are saying they do cool tones, for some reason, I mean, that is really, really almost orangey. It looks like a creamsicle a little bit. And it's not really a big deal. I'm wearing it today and it's so sheer that this color really doesn't show up on my skin. So not really a huge fan of the color. However, I do like the texture of this. When I first put it on, I didn't think it felt greasy, but it definitely feels really hydrating. It feels like you're putting on a moisturizer. For my dry skin, that was fine. But it also dries down really well. And if you give it maybe like 5 to 10 minutes and then you put your foundation on, I didn't notice any pilling, no sinking into fine lines. Actually, I feel like it almost plumps up my skin a little more and it made my skin look really good. So no complaints there. I just think I didn't really need this. I guess I was looking for it to give a little bit more coverage, similar to the Versed Multi-Serum Skin Tint. This also it's owned by the same person, Catherine Power. This is just her drugstore line, Versed. And this one's SPF 40 with mineral sunscreen, and it has a bit of coverage to it. So I kind of was thinking this was the same thing. But once I got it home, I realized it's just a tinted sunscreen. And it's a bit on the pricey side when you consider something like the Bubble Plus One sunscreen, which I love. That's like my favorite. That one is just so affordable and it feels just as good on my skin. And also it doesn't have that chemical booster in it. It's a pure mineral sunscreen. So I feel like I'd just rather stick with that one, and I don't feel like I really needed to buy this. The formula is nice, but it's expensive for what it is. So I'll use it, but I'm probably not gonna repurchase. All right, let's see what else is in the bag. I do have some fragrances that I wanted to talk about. So the first one is from Josie Maran. I've heard so many people talking about this. This is the fragrance mist in Vanilla Vibes, and it has a picture of ice cream cones on the front. So I figured it was gonna smell a lot like some type of vanilla ice cream, like a really summery scent. And I did feel comfortable buying this without smelling it first because I loved Josie Maran's vanilla body butter. That had one of the best scents. It was subtle, but also really warm and sweet. So I figured this would kind of smell like that. And just according to the description, it says that it's a non-drying fragrance mist formulated with 100% all-natural, non-synthetic fragrances. And it has argan oil, jojoba. It's supposed to be great for sensitive skin. And also it has this kind of like milky texture to it. It's really interesting. And you could use it on your hair as well as your body. So it sounded really, really good. The key notes, according to the Sephora website, are vanilla bean and juniper berries. And it claims to be a warm and sweet gourmand scent profile. So when I got this home, I was shocked because it smells to me like Robitussin cough syrup. I don't know if anybody else has had that experience. I was looking through the reviews trying to see what people were saying, and there were definitely some 1-star reviews from people saying that it does not smell like vanilla, but nobody really brought up the whole cough syrup thing. They were saying it smelled like other things, which I don't even smell, so maybe this is something that's different for everybody depending on your nose, but to me it is gross. I can't stand the smell of it. I don't know why this is getting hype everywhere, and I know that fragrance is a very personal thing, so I don't want to say nobody's gonna like this, but does it smell like vanilla or ice cream? No, not at all. I think there are people who will like the way that this smells, but I just want you to go into it knowing that this is not your typical vanilla fragrance. So I'm going to be returning this because I cannot see myself ever wearing it, but there were 2 fragrances I got that I actually really loved. So the first one is from Fleur. I got their Beach Skin fragrance. This is the mini size, which is $25, and I feel like these are perfect for me. I don't normally buy the bigger ones because they're always coming out with new scents, and this is just enough to try it. It lasts a really long time. For a body mist especially, Fleur first fragrances are very long lasting and they're strong. So you don't need much. I usually just do 1 to 2 sprays of this and that's it. So the notes here for this one are salted tiare blossoms, coconut milk, sandalwood, and bergamot. So that kind of scent is right up my alley. This was another blind buy, but when I got it home, I fell in love with it instantly. It took no time at all. I sprayed it on and I was like, this smells so good. It really is. It captures that whole beach day vibe. And to me, it almost takes me back to like the 90s when I would wear the Panama Jack tanning oil. It has that smell to it, plus just all of those different scents from the beach that combine together, like other people's sunscreen, the salty air, just everything kind of coming together. That's what this smells like. And if you've ever smelled the vacation perfume or the lotions and sunscreens that they have, it smells similar to that, but that one is maybe just slightly less sweet. That one almost has a little bit more of that like fresh air type quality to it. Whereas this one, I can smell the coconut a little bit more, the vanilla a little bit more. It leans more into that sweeter category. And I think that's why I love this one even more than the vacation. So again, if you're somebody who loves those sweet gourmand perfumes and you want to smell like a beach day, this is incredible. It smells really, really good. And then the third fragrance I got is from Kayali, and this is their Yum Bougie Marshmallow. This is another one that's warm and sweet. I wore this yesterday and I went somewhere with my son, and when we got in the car together, he was like, what is that good smell? He loved it. I'm gonna wear this one again today, actually. So this one is also in the warm and sweet gourmand category, and the notes are fluffy pink marshmallow. I don't know if pink marshmallows smell any different than regular ones, but that's what it says. Succulent strawberry, flaky coconut, delicate freesia, whipped vanilla, and pink musk. And it smells exactly like that sounds. It has the coconut and the vanilla, but I also love that strawberry element to it. It just makes it a little different than like your straight up vanilla coconut scents that you get all the time. That strawberry in there really makes it feel a little bit more summery, a little lighter. It's not something that's going to project super far. But again, like when I got in the car with my son yesterday, he could smell it, you know, or if you go give somebody a hug and they're wearing this, you'll definitely smell it. But it's a little bit more subtle. It's just super warm and sweet and cozy. My favorite type of fragrance. So I absolutely love this too. If I had to compare it to something, I would say it's kind of similar to Skylar's Boardwalk Delight, which is another favorite of mine. I think it's pretty close to that, but it's a little bit different. So I think this could still stand on its own, but I do see the similarities between the two. So if you like that one, I think you'll really like this one too. All right, what else do we have in here? The Clinique Pop Lip and Cheek Oil in the shade Black Honey. This is something that was just not really something I was looking for, but I saw it in the new section. Figured it sounded interesting. So here's what it looks like. It's that classic black honey color. And this just claims to be a tinted lip oil and blush that delivers a dewy pop of Clinique's iconic black honey shade for lips and cheeks. So I did try this out already. I want to show you what it looks like going on. As far as a lip oil, I think it's beautiful. I don't notice any scent when it's going on. And the pigmentation for a lip oil was actually pretty strong. I was surprised at how much color it gave my lips. And it also feels really good. It's not the thickest lip oil, but it's not one of those thin, runny ones either. I think it's somewhere in the middle. It has a little bit of cushion to it, but it just feels really nice on your lips and really hydrating. On my cheeks, though, it was kind of a different story. I dotted a couple dots on, started blending, and really it almost disappeared into my skin. It didn't give that much color, and I was hesitant to keep going and building up layers because this is an oil. I think it just would have gotten so greasy. As it was, putting it on my cheeks just felt a little too sticky for my taste. So while I do appreciate that this is a 2-in-1 product, I'm not likely to be wearing this on my cheeks very often unless I'm in a pinch and this is the only thing I have around and I need to reapply or something. But I much prefer it just as a standard lip oil. I think it's great for that. On my cheeks, not so much. I also got another multi-product. This is from Tarte. It's their new Maracuja Juicy Multi-Stick, and I got it in the shade Tutu. So when I first opened this up, it was way bigger than it looked like online. It actually looks like their Maracuja Juicy Lips. It's the exact same packaging, but it's just kind of like a chunky version. So this color is sort of like a peachy pink. It's really pretty. and it's very, very pigmented. You hardly have to use any. I'm wearing it on my cheeks today, and I do think the color is really pretty. This claims to be a do-it-all stick that gives swipe and go color for that sunburnt, over blushed look with zero effort. It has hydrating ingredients like vitamin E, hyaluronic acid, superfruit complex. So when it comes to putting it on your lips, I noticed that it is very pigmented, but also when it went on, it looked a little bit chalky to me. When I first looked in the mirror, I was kind of taken aback because it feels really nourishing. It feels like a nice lip balm. Maybe it's just this color, I don't know. But on my lips, there's just something about it that made it look a little chalky and almost like one of those lip balms that highlights like every little dry patch in your lips or every line. It just seemed like it didn't go on really smoothly. So I wasn't a huge fan of the way that it looked on my lips. It felt fine. Like I said, it wasn't dry, but I much, much prefer this as just a cream blush. And I think that's probably the way that I'll use it going forward. So on your cheeks, like I said before, you don't need a lot when it comes to this, just a dot or two. And it's really pigmented. A little bit goes a really long way, but also I find that you can build it up, no problem. It's not greasy or sticky, so it builds upon itself really well. And I'm just adding a little bit more here, but it does give you that really like kind of sunburned look. At least this color, to me, I feel like it does the job well. So I like this as a cream blush stick, but not so much on my lips. It's kind of the opposite of the Clinique lip oil that I just showed, but 2-in-1 products are often like that. It's really rare, for me at least, to have a product do both really well. All right, the next thing I got is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Concealer. I know this has been out for a little while. I saw so many people talking about it and raving about it that I figured I had to try it out. So I got this in the shade 1C, which I think might be a little bit too light for me. As you'll see when I'm applying it, I think it brightens up my under eye area maybe too much. When you look at it on my hand, it's kind of like, it's really, really bright. I have to say, the formula is really nice. First of all, it has incredible coverage and you don't need a lot. And I'm really stressed that because I think with a product like this that's on the drier side, if you use too much, I think it could look dry or cakey. Just put a little dot, blend that out, and then that's probably all you need. If you do need more, you can always add a little bit. But with something like this, you really just need the thinnest layer. And honestly, it looks flawless on your skin. If you use the tiniest amount, it has great coverage and it looks so smooth, even up close. It wasn't settling into my fine lines under my eyes and it didn't look dry and it lasted that way all day. It never creased on me. So I do really like the formula a lot. I think it's gonna be great for the summertime right now because it's not gonna go anywhere and it's not gonna like crease or get greasy, but it does have that natural matte finish. So just make sure you're moisturized well. And another tip that I have for this is to not put it all over first and then go back and blend. I know a lot of people do that. I'd recommend just putting it on and blending immediately because it dries down super fast. And if you let it start to dry before you blend it, I think that's when it starts to look cakey or heavy or too much. So blend as soon as you can, work section by section rather than putting it all over your face and then going back. That's just what I learned using this a couple of times. I think it works a little bit better that way. So just something to keep in mind. Another thing that I got is this Lip Cheat Contour Duo from Charlotte Tilbury. So this is a lip liner that's double-ended. It has a deeper color on one side that's a little bit more brown that you use to outline your lips. And then there's a lighter pink shade on the other side that you fill in. So it kind of gives that like lined look that's really popular right now. Personally, not a huge fan of it. I kind of look at this as just having 2 lip liners in one. And I think both of these shades are really pretty. I'll just show you what they look like. The lighter shade reminds me of Pillow Talk Fair, which is one of my favorite lip liners that she has. And then the other one is just slightly deeper. So those are the 2 colors. I think the pink is slightly more peachy, and then the deeper one is more like a rosy mauve shade. So I like the colors, no complaints there. I'm actually wearing the lighter pink one today all over. but for some reason this feels very dry. And I have her other lip cheat lip liners, like this is the Pillow Talk one. This one is so much creamier than this. For some reason, this is the traditional, like old school wooden pencil, and it has more of that dry, waxy feel. When I go to put it on, I feel like it tugs at my lips a little bit more, and it even has that kind of waxy smell to it that I remember like the drugstore pencils having back in the day. So I don't really know if this is worth it. I don't know if I'm going to be using it as much because I have drier lips to begin with. And when I put a liner all over, even if it's a creamier formula, it can still require putting a lip balm or something on top to give it hydration. And with this one, I don't know, I'm wearing lip balm on top of it, so that helps. But I just feel like my lips look a little bit more lined than usual because it's so dry. So this isn't really my favorite. This is the fair shade, by the way. I feel like there are so many other drugstore lip liners out there right now, and I can just get a few of those rather than one double-ended pencil like this. So it is something I wanted to try, but I'm just not like super impressed with it. And then the last thing I got is this lip balm from Edom. I'm not sure if I'm saying this brand correctly either. And this is their lip softening balm. And this sounded good to me because it actually is an exfoliating balm as well. It claims to be an exfoliating to moisturizing lip balm with AHA and peptides to smooth ashy, flaky skin, reduce lip wrinkles, and lock in moisture with a glossy finish. So I got the shade Boba Bounce, which is kind of like that 90s brown. It's a really pretty color. It actually reminds me a lot of Clinique's Black Honey. And the packaging, honestly, is so beautiful. It's really luxurious. You have this nice silver tube, and then the applicator itself is one of those heavy metal ones, so it feels really cooling as you put this on. And the pigmentation for a lip balm is great. Like, it really gives a ton of color, and it feels very nice on your lips. It's that cushiony, pillowy texture, and I love that it's kind of like an exfoliating treatment at the same time. So it really does a lot of things, from hydrating and moisturizing to exfoliating to giving your lips color. So I'm definitely a fan of this so far. I would pick up another color, maybe a lighter one. I think they even have clear. Let me just double check. Most of the shades are sold out. Yes, they do have a clear one, so that would be great just at bedtime. But yeah, I think there's only like 2 colors in stock right now. This one is sold out as well, but I really like it so far. So anyway, that was my Sephora haul. It was a little hit or miss. There were some things that I'm thinking about returning. Definitely the Josie Maran fragrance, but also, I don't know, I just feel like the Merit sunscreen is not really a must-have for me. The Charlotte Tilbury double lip liner, not a huge fan of that either. So anyway, let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. Have you tried any of these products? What are your thoughts on them? I always love hearing from you guys, and I think it always helps out the viewers to see what other people are saying about the products too. So let us know your thoughts, and I want to thank all of you so much for taking time out of your day to spend it here with me. I truly appreciate it. If you do have some extra time and you'd like to watch another video, I'll put one right here so you can check that out next. Thank you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in my next one. Take care, guys. Bye.